More than 6,000 years ago, in the land between two rivers, a civilization suddenly appeared, the Sumerians. They invented writing, mathematics, and the wheel. But where did their knowledge come from? Their ancient clay tablets speak of strange beings, tall, powerful, and wise. They called them the Anunnaki, those who from heaven came down. Were they gods? Were they aliens? Or just a myth? Let's go back in time. Southern Mesopotamia, today's Iraq. Around 4000 BC, the Sumerians built the first cities. Uruk, Eridu. They had advanced astronomy. They knew about planets we only rediscovered with telescopes. They had a written language, cuneiform, pressed into soft clay with a reed. Thousands of these tablets survived, and many of them mention the Anunnaki. The word Anunnaki means princely blood or seed of the great Anu. Anu was the sky god, the supreme father. Below him came his two sons, Enlil, the ruler of the earth, and Enki, the god of wisdom and water. According to Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki made decisions, judged humans, and controlled the forces of nature. But here is where it gets strange. The texts say the Anunnaki did not just live in the heavens. They came down to earth. They walked among humans. They built temples called ziggurats as stairways between heaven and earth. And they demanded worship, sacrifices, and obedience. This is not unique to Sumer. Similar stories appear in Akkadian, Babylonian, and even Egyptian myths. But the Sumerian version is the oldest, and it contains details that many researchers find unsettling. For example, the Anunnaki were not one big happy family. They fought. Enlil was harsh, Enki was kind. Enlil wanted to destroy humanity with a great flood. Enki warned one human, a man named Zeusudra, later known as Noah, to build a boat. The flood story from the Bible. It first appears here in Sumer. But the biggest mystery came later, when a man named Zecharia Sitchin wrote a book called The 12th Planet. In 1976, a writer named Zecharia Sitchin published a book that would change everything. The 12th Planet. His claim. He said all previous translators of Sumerian tablets had it wrong. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki were not gods. They were real beings from another planet. He called this planet Nibiru, a giant world that orbits our sun once every 3,600 years. Sitchin said the Anunnaki came from Nibiru. They arrived on Earth hundreds of thousands of years ago. Their mission: gold. They needed gold dust to protect their dying planet's atmosphere. So they came here to the place they called the Abzu, southern Africa, and began mining. But here is the most controversial part. Sitchin claimed the Anunnaki created humans. He translated a Sumerian word, Lulu, as primitive worker. He said Enki, the god of wisdom, genetically modified the existing hominids, mixed Anunnaki DNA with Earth creatures. The result, Homo sapiens, a slave race to mine gold for them. Sitchin became a bestseller. Millions believed him. But almost every Assyriologist, every archaeologist called him a fraud. They said his translations were not just wrong, they were fabricated. So who was right? Let's look at the evidence. First, Nibiru. NASA has searched our solar system extensively. There is no giant planet with a 3,600-year orbit. Infrared telescopes would have seen it. There is no evidence. Zero. Second, the tablets. Academic experts like Professor Michael Heiser spent years examining Sitchin's work. Heiser's conclusion: Sitchin made basic errors. The word Lulu in Sumerian does not mean primitive worker. It means first, or those who came first. There is no genetic engineering story in the actual tablets. Those are Sitchin's inventions. Third, the missing link. If the Anunnaki created us 300,000 years ago, where is the physical evidence? Fossil records show a slow, natural evolution from Homo habilis to Homo sapiens. No sudden jump. No alien DNA. But here is where it gets interesting. Despite all the criticism, Sitchin's ideas never died. Why? Because he tapped into something deeper. The human need to believe we are not alone. The mystery of our origins. And some details are genuinely strange. For example, the sudden appearance of Sumerian civilization itself. Writing, mathematics, law, astronomy, all appearing almost overnight 6,000 years ago. No slow development, no primitive stages. How? Mainstream archaeology says independent development. But the question remains open. And similar stories appear worldwide. Egyptian gods coming from the sky. Hindu texts describing flying machines called vimanas. Mayan kings communicating with star beings. Coincidence or a shared memory? We don't know. Next time, we explore the ancient astronaut theory further. The evidence you never hear about. The artifacts that don't fit, and the cover-ups, real or imagined.